If you're like me and live in the South and have an older truck with a plastic dash, you probably have a couple cracks, or you're lucky to have a dash at all. My dash was in decent shape, but a few years ago I decided to go ahead and pull it out and fiberglass the entire thing before it got any worse. But I did have a couple cracks and a couple of the vents that were breaking out. Taking out the dash wasn't too difficult, but if you have a 90s OBS Chevy, I highly recommend taking out the seats and the center console and dropping the steering column all the way to the floor. It makes it a lot easier to get out. My truck was also stolen around 2001, and when it was in the body shop to be repaired, the body shop caught the passenger side of the truck on fire, and the window was down, so it happened to melt some of the dash on the passenger side, and that's why it's discolored in these pictures. Due to this, I also wasn't concerned with keeping the texture on the dash, and was one of the reasons why I was fiberglassing over the entire thing. The defrost vents were too broken and fragile to keep together, so I decided to make a metal piece to go in there to mimic the 67 Chevelle vents on my hood. But after playing with it for a while, I really didn't like the way it turned out. It was too heavy and got in the way of where it mounts to the truck itself. Now, my plan with the defrost vents is to eventually 3D print a complete part to go over the top of it, and will utilize the original bolt holes to mount the entire dash. I'm hoping I can reproduce this part to where anybody could use it to replace that section if it's breaking out on their dash as well. Let me know if anybody's interested in that. I didn't get a good picture of it, but the back side of the dash was coated in a grid system of 3M panel bonding adhesive, and anywhere that there was cracks or issues, I coated it with 3M as well. I did a layer of chop strand matte over the entire dash and smoothed it all out, body worked it, primed it, and then painted it a gloss black, which showed a lot of imperfections in the bodywork, so I sanded it down again. And also, being gloss, I realized that it would shine in your face a lot while you were driving, so I decided to go with a matte black over it instead. Also, while I had it out, the metal rail was a bare metal from the factory, so I decided to sand it down and paint it all black as well. At this point, I was getting ready to put the dash back in and noticed that all of the directional vents in the AC unit had dry rotted and fallen out. So that'll be next on my list to replace, but I'll have to pull the dash back out to do it, as I was in the process of moving and needed my truck put back together. Hope you enjoyed it and follow along as I make this truck better than factory. Thanks for watching.